of Education. Would everyone please rise for the pledge? I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Do a roll call.
Trustee McOwen,
Present.
Trustee White, Trustee Fearon, Trustee McDowell,
Present.
Trustee Miller,
Present.
Trustee Ning, Trustee Jaros,
Here.
Trustee Saunders,
Here.
Trustee Zamore.
Present.
Quorum is present, sir.
Okay. Gotcha. Very good. All right, welcome everyone. We're going to start off this evening by taking public comments only on those who do not wish to comment about the Mandela School. So those who wish to comment about the Mandela School will wait till after the Mandela presentation. So I want you to have the opportunity to be able to comment on the presentation, which you haven't seen yet. So we will take in order those that signed up with any concerns they'd like to speak before the board regarding anything but Mandela Zollicoffer School. Thank you.
President Moore,
Sure.
before we do that, could I make a brief statement?
Sure.
Brief statement. Most of you are already aware of an altercation that I had this weekend with a community member, and quite frankly, I believe that an apology is in order. All right. So to this Mount Vernon community at large, to the students of Mount Vernon, to this administration, understanding how hard we work to bring this district, to my family, which I've already done so, and to the church community in which I belong to as well. I want to say that my actions were not representative of what a leader should be. And quite frankly, it doesn't represent the character that we should be as leaders to our students. And for that particularly, I want to apologize, understanding that that's not the great example that we should set. With that said, I want to say that there's more to it than just the altercation. That this is about bullying, and whether we know it or not, bullying takes place with more than just children. Bullying takes place amongst adults as well. And my family, my extended family, members of this community, and quite frankly, members of this administration have been cyberbullied by the same factions of this community, and this community should no longer tolerate that. This community has been polarized and terrorized by these same people who, quite frankly, are doing this for financial gain, for to sway public opinion, and to quite frankly for self-interest. And we should stand up to that, because our community is so much more and deserves so much more. Using these, and pardon me for lack of a better word, but using these Trump-like tactics of harassment, of lies, of fake news, as you hear in the news today, should be unacceptable. And in brief, I would simply, I use this as no excuse for my behavior. I stand up for my behavior and what took place last Saturday. But we as a community should also recognize that we should stand up in a way that continues to unite our community, that continues to build our community. We should be able to sit down and discuss our differences and continue to build a better Mount Vernon. So I apologize for my actions, but let's stand up to cyberbullying. Let's stand up for our community, and let's reject these lies and falsehoods that they continue to perpetuate against myself and plenty of the members in this community. So I thank you.
Thank you.
Can I also say something unrelated to that?
Sure, sure.
I think I and we, but I'll take responsibility, have been a little bit lax in the order of which we conduct business. According to the board policy, the public comment comes before all presentations. That can be waived or rearranged with a majority vote. So I just think, in accordance with our own policy, if we're going to change the order in which we do things, we should vote on it. I personally understand the merits of having the presentation on the high school before people talk about it, so I'm personally not objecting, but we should have a vote on it.
Gotcha. Do we have Does the policy explicitly state an order of the public comments?
Yes.
Or just
Yes, it
that?
does.
Oh, it does?
Yes.
Okay, so maybe what we should do is after
Well,
this,
the order of business, it's, yeah.
right, is maybe leave flexibility in that policy for the public comment session. So it could be, as we see fit.
I don't disagree.
Okay, all right, very good. So let's do that then. Let's take a vote on the reorganization of the public comment tonight.
Well, just as a matter of clarity, Mr. Clerk, do you have sufficient clarity to make this kind of distinction, or should we just do all public comment after the,
I have sufficient clarity to,
people have indicated what they want to talk about, is my question.
yes, correct.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. All right.
And if a member has signed up to speak and we mischaracterize, or somebody mischaracterized what you wanted to speak about, please let us know.
Yeah, sure.
Right.
So motion to proceed with splitting the public comments from first half to second half. Motion,
Second.
all in favor?
I'm in
Aye.
favor.
Aye, 2, 3, 4. Any other ayes? Motion to
Abstain.
proceed. Abstain? Micah?
I said yes.
Yes?
Saying I just wasn't here, I just walked in.
Okay. All right, Omar?
I vote yes.
Yes, okay. All right,
That's
so the
majority.
ayes have it. We'll proceed with public comments. Who's the first speaker?
Can I read the statement?
Policy number 1511.
Good evening, everybody. The district has been in touch with a judge, and the district has contacted the Westchester District Attorney's Office and discussed a matter with the district attorney handling the pending of an action concerning a trustee. He advised that due to the public nature of board meetings and the fact that an individual from the public has every right to attend a meeting as a member of the public, that person may attend and speak at board meetings. As a trustee, Mr. McDowell has also a right to be here, therefore it will not be in violation of anything for both individuals to attend this board meeting, since Mr. Rivers is doing so voluntarily. That said, all members of the public are asked to maintain appropriate decorum throughout the meeting, and anyone who fails to comply with this expected code of conduct will be removed from the premises. As always, speakers must register in advance by no later than 4 p.m. on the date of the meeting by contacting myself, the district clerk, here in person at 165 North Columbus Avenue, Mount Vernon, New York, or by phone at 665-5235, or by email at rmccormick@mtvernoncsd.org. The board welcomes all respectful comment, whether praise or criticism. However, identifying and criticizing a specific student, parent, teacher, administrator, or other Mount Vernon education official or employee is strictly prohibited. Such complaints must be presented and addressed through the proper administrative channels. Speakers are each allotted 3 minutes to speak, and up to 1 additional minute may be used for the speaker to summarize and conclude their remarks. If appropriate, board trustees and/or the superintendent or staff members at the direction of the superintendent may respond to the speaker's remarks. Our first speaker this evening is Tina Moore.
Non-Mandela.
These are non-Mandela. Our next speaker is Sam Rivers.
Next.
Delia Farquharson.
Next.
Francis Wynn.
Next.
Deborah Graves.
Next.
Ed Poteet.
Next.
Tom Keller.
Ah. All reliable.
Thomas Keller, I apologize, sir.
Whatever. Tom, Tommy, Thomas. I acknowledge all three. Strange as it may seem, I have nothing to say tonight. I'll leave the spotlight to others. Thank you.
I know, right? Okay.
That would conclude the non-Mandela portion of the meeting.
All right, well, there we have it. So we could move forward now and have the superintendent's report.
Good evening, all. I have several things I'd like to share this evening in my superintendent's report, and then we do have 2 presentations to provide this evening. Just for your information, the following items are just for your information. Firstly, we have postponed the Knights Parade, which was originally scheduled for this week, Thursday, because of the prediction of torrential rain So we have rescheduled that parade until April 19th. Because the weather forecast was so dismal, we decided to move the date to ensure as much participation as possible and to honor our boys, our cheerleaders, and our coaches in a manner they deserve for this state championship. Secondly, as you know, we are now engaged in the My Brother's Keeper initiative. I am actually going to be hosting a superintendent summit tentatively on May 9th. And I have invited a good friend of mine who will co-facilitate this summit with me, Mr. Wyclef Jean, who will be facilitating a conversation with our men of color. And this is our opportunity to be further engaged in the My Brother's Keeper initiative and enhance the potential for this particular population to increase the likelihood of their success. So I will be sending you more information for those of you who would like to attend that, and inviting the members of the press to cover our progress with My Brother's Keeper as well. Also, the Future Business Leaders of America, FBLA, students are on their way to Rochester, New York tonight to compete in the New York FBLA State Leadership Conference in Rochester, New York, and they will be there from April 5th through April 7th. They have asked that I extend their thanks, gratitude, and appreciation to all their parents, the building administrators and principals, Central Lift Office Administration, particularly Deputy Superintendent Dr. Gorman, Superintendent Ken Hamilton, the Board of Education, and the entire Mount Vernon education community for supporting this effort and expanding the opportunity